Bit of a different video today, working on something way newer than I normally do. But working on this 95 Audi A6, putting it back together after a bit of a wreck. And I haven't been able to find the knowledge of how you're supposed to put coolant or transmission fluid in it on the internet anywhere. So I figured I'd make a video showing how to do it since I've figured it out. Now, to fill it with coolant, everywhere online you'll see they say, because it's a pressure bottle system, not just a radiator with a cap, say just to open the bleed valve on the heater hose and just fill it through here. Which makes sense. Right up until you go to look for a heater hose. But what you're supposed to do is lift these clips. If I'd been smart, I would have had all this ready, and this whole cowl sail panel thingamabobber just slops out of there. Usually more gracefully than that, but I have the camera on now, so. Then you'll have this compartment back here. Probably also be full of mouse nests. But bleeder valve, right where the heater hose runs up into the HVAC box. Then with that bleed valve open, should be able to just fill it through here. Got coolant up to there. I don't think it's all of it, because it's only drunk about half the jug of coolant, but I'm going to presume that once I get it started up and running, it'll drink down some more. I don't think I'll need to be back under that sail panel, so I'll drop him back in place. This is the one we care about. Remove the jack plug, fill it with ATF using this ridiculous tool here. I'm just going to use a little hand pump. Fill it until it runs out of the check plug hole. Let it idle and park. With engine running, I presume that where it says till there, it means fill. Until it runs out of the plug again. Then run it through all the gears, holding it in each gear for 2 to 3 seconds, and top it off again. So, pretty simple. Would have been infinitely simpler if Audi used this weird little invention called a dipstick. You have to put transmission fluid back in it. And of course there was a special Audi service tool. It was just a reservoir bottle with a line off the bottom. You hung the reservoir bottle way up high and it gravity fed down into the hose, and you can just direct it where you want it. But I'm pretty sure that service tool hasn't been made for the past 25 years. And Harbor Freight, come on, pick it up. Harbor Freight has these pumps for $7. So sorry, just use one of these, then try and rig up something like that. Or something like the original would have been. If I were smarter, I would have had all this set up before I turned the camera on. And I can see the lens is filthy, so. So it's Pumped it in until it's trickling out. Now, nerve-wracking part. Start it, and I'll be honest, well, beef hasn't started since I pulled in here off the trailer. So, let's see if she'll do it. It looks like 11 volts or so, so she might kick off. She just kicked right off. And I'll keep feeding it transmission oil while it does this. Wait for it to run out of the tilt plug again. Has a good bit of a lip tape. Okay, there's the ATF. Oh, I was getting worried there. Still unducked, it's running out. I'll just run it down finger tight. I'll need to have it off again in a second to check it. Bottle lifter rattle. Alright, she's only bad for it after it's sitting, but worse than normal. Oh hey, check engine light went off. Press the brake pedal. Shift through all selected lever positions. Arc. 1, 2, 3. And now we check it again. Ideally, it's running over. Or it's not running over, but above the level of the fill plug. See any on the threads? Oh my! We're quite a bit over full. It also wasn't anywhere near up to temp, so I'll leave most of that in there. Alright, to check the transmission fluid on this thing, you need 2 tools. A 22mm wrench to pop the check level plug out, and an infrared thermometer that can measure in Celsius. Or well, any infrared thermometer really, because you can do the math. But have to wait until the transmission oil reaches 40 degrees, so it'll take a little bit of warming it up. And just have to get underneath it on the transmission pan, which is currently sitting at 1.5 degrees Celsius. So we'll be here a while. 41.5, that's close enough. Now the trick is, and the level plug out. Not bumping your hand on the exhaust directly behind it. And fluid is running out. So that is full of fluid for this thing. Now you just cinch up the drain bolt again, and you're good to drive away. The manual, or the pages of service literature I have state that if you have fluid running out of that same check plug over 35 degrees Celsius, you're good to go, but you need to have the drain plug back in by 45 degrees. Why, it doesn't say, but I presume something bad will happen. Now for the test drive. Seeing it shift just fine. I think I may have missed showing probably one of the greatest features of this car, being a mid-90s luxury car. It's a car phone, completely built in, but it had an antenna stub shaft way back there in the back window. But it doesn't work. I've tried dialing my own number on it, and it just sits there and fails to connect to anything. Probably because all the systems it ran through are long since gone. If I knew more about electronics, I'd find some way of hooking it up to of putting the guts or satellite phone into it. Fortunately, I don't know enough about electronics to do that, so just a cool old relic of the 90s.